You're not supposed to feel this way. You have a roof over your head, a phone that knows you better than your own mother, access to food, water, entertainment, and information, all with a single swipe. So, why do you still feel empty? This is not a video about doom. This is a video about something far more dangerous: hope. We live in a time where progress has peaked. At least, that's what they tell us. Medical miracles happen daily. Airplanes, once the fantasy of gods, now deliver pizza. We've mapped genomes, built space stations, and created fake realities more engaging than real life. Yet, rates of depression are soaring. Suicide has become the leading cause of death for young adults in many countries. And we scroll endlessly, trying to outrun a sense of existential dread we can't name. Why? Because somewhere along the way, the thing that kept us going, hope, broke. We live in the best era in human history. And we're the most emotionally bankrupt generation ever born. That's not a contradiction. That's the paradox of progress. Mark Manson calls it out, bluntly. Hope is fucked. What is hope, really? Hope isn't some Hallmark card feeling. It's not optimism. Hope is a psychological structure, a way of making pain tolerable, of giving chaos some direction. Hope is the belief that the future will be better than the present, and you have the power to make it so. Without that belief, the world becomes unbearable. We humans don't need a perfect world. We just need a story, a reason to get out of bed, a reason to endure heartbreak, stress, war, and boredom. Hope is our story of why it's worth it.
People think that I'm you.
But what happens when the story no longer makes sense? For centuries, we had ready-made stories. Religions gave us meaning, nations gave us identity, families gave us legacy. Pain had a purpose. Death had a name. Suffering was not wasted. It was part of the plan. But slowly, those frameworks eroded. Science disproved miracles. Globalism blurred borders. Social media replaced community with performance. Consumerism told us to find meaning in what we buy. Now we are gods with no scripture, citizens with no tribe, souls with no map. And hope? Hope is now sold, branded, and filtered. We're told to manifest a better future, to grind until we're happy, to believe in ourselves, even when ourselves are the very thing falling apart. This is not evolution. This is spiritual disorientation. The problem isn't that we lost hope. The problem is that we replaced it with weaker versions. Cheap hope. Convenient hope. Hope you can get with free shipping. We think a better job will save us. We think likes will validate us. We think finding our purpose will finally silence that voice inside us whispering. None of this means anything, but none of it works. Because it's not hope, it's dopamine in a disguise. Mark Manson warns us. When we lack a meaningful struggle, we pursue meaningless ones. We go to war with our bodies. We fight over words on the internet. We chase status symbols that don't satisfy us. And still, the existential emptiness lingers. To understand why hope is fucked, we have to dissect what it's made of. According to Manson, hope depends on three things: a sense of control, a belief in something greater, a community to belong to. Now ask yourself, do you truly feel in control of your life, or just reacting to algorithms and deadlines? Do you believe in anything bigger than yourself, or are you just trying to stay afloat? Do you belong to a community, or just followers? Remove any one of these three, and hope begins to rot. Remove all three, and you get a generation of anxious, nihilistic, overstimulated wanderers. People with everything, except a reason to live. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. You are going to die. And so is everyone you love. Everything you build will vanish. Every name will be forgotten. In time, even the stars will fade. This isn't philosophy. It's physics. And yet, we spend our whole lives pretending we don't know. We distract ourselves with hope. Hope for success. Hope for immortality through legacy. Hope that we are special enough to escape meaninglessness. But the foundation of hope is fear. Hope says, things might get better. but it secretly means things aren't okay now. And when that fear gets loud enough, when we realize deep down that life has no guaranteed meaning, hope collapses. In the past, we looked up to heaven. Now we look forward to the future. Progress became the new religion. Science, technology, capitalism, they promised us freedom, a cure for death, an end to suffering, a utopia of algorithms and abundance. But we forgot something critical. Better doesn't mean more meaningful. We upgraded everything, except the human soul. We solved boredom by creating addiction. We solved hunger with obesity. We solved isolation with curated loneliness. Progress is incredible, but it cannot answer the ancient question, why are we here? And without that answer, hope is just noise. So if hope is broken, if everything we believed in, religion, nation, self, no longer fills the void, what do we do? Mark Manson doesn't tell us to abandon hope. He tells us to upgrade it, to burn the lies, and build new hope on something solid. He calls this painful hope, hope that embraces suffering rather than escaping it, hope that accepts the uncomfortable truth and still chooses to care, hope not as an escape, but as an act of rebellion. Not, I'll be happy once I'm rich, but even if life is hard, I will love fiercely. Not, I need to win to matter, but even if I lose, I will stand for something. This is real hope, messy, honest, defiant. And in a world where everything is fucked, that's the only kind worth having. You don't need a perfect life. You need a worthy struggle. Hope isn't found in dreams, it's found in devotion, not to comfort, but to values that survive discomfort, love, integrity, curiosity, compassion. You don't find hope by numbing pain. You find it by giving your pain a purpose. Because once you stop running, once you sit with the absurdity of it all, and choose to care anyway, that's where real meaning is born. What if we don't need to be saved? What if the point isn't to escape suffering, but to transform it? What if hope is not a promise, but a choice? A quiet, stubborn refusal to be numb. In a culture addicted to comfort, caring is a radical act, and in a world where everything feels fucked, the most powerful thing you can do is to believe in something anyway. You are going to die, so live like it means something. Not because hope will save you, but because hope is the story you write when you refuse to surrender. Even now, even here, especially when everything is fucked. Hope is not the belief that everything will be okay. It's the belief that it matters, even when it's not. Subscribe for more content that hurts a little, but heals a lot.